Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video today. I have a message of change as we're in between a massive change that is happening all around the world. Some of you are feeling it very deeply. In Matthew 6:34 was written, the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Doing your best today. And today I've written down a message that goes like this. Stop caring so much about how it will turn out and just start doing it. It's your overthinking that blocks you the most. Let's flow with the process and think later about how it went. It's much better to reflect and learn from the process than overthinking it and never start. So if you would like to receive this kind of daily messages, go and check out our Instagram community. Give us a follow and you will be getting this kind of short messages. So I've prepared for you a very special message that comes with the concept of Kaizen. Some of you are familiar with it. The word Kaizen originates from Japanese. It's composed of two characters. Kai meaning change or to correct, and Zen meaning good or for the better. Together, Kaizen translates to continuous improvement or change for the better. And because number 5 is a symbol of change, I'm bringing this message to you today with the number 5. Also, I will be playing for you the painting Transformation. It's called Transformation or alchemical process of change, where you will see a tree where the bottom of the tree, the root system of the tree, is being sketched, and the upper body of the tree, the trunk and branches and everything, it looks like more realistic. The symbol of this painting is that for any transformation there must be a plan. Plan is a symbol of clarity that we have for whatever change that needs to occur. Sure, something happens by the law of nature, right? Everything is constantly changing. But because you have your own free will, you have your own consciousness, awareness of your own consciousness, you can lead the transformation. You can be a leader of your own change by setting a clear plan, having a clear intention, having clarity in your heart. You will be able to lead the change and become who you want to be and who you're meant to be. That's the concept of Kaizen, and it has 10 guidance or guiding points to it, often used in businesses, but also in spiritual evolution or self-evolution. And I want to share them with you today because it is so helpful for this unique time. As Max the priest said, we cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are, right? It's a constant change. And I hope you are failing in life right now, because failure is only the opportunity to begin again more intelligently, as Henry Ford said. And it's just how we open up, right? How we open up and we recognize it's about constantly noticing what can be improved. That's what nature is doing. This is the principle of nature, constantly improving itself. So in alchemy, they used gold as the symbol of this consistent improvement until one reaches its highest possible potential. It doesn't happen because you don't like where you are or you hate yourself to such a degree that you want change. It needs to happen through love, because only that way the energy of change can be coherent. Otherwise, you will never feel enough. Otherwise, you will never feel good enough, improved enough. So the process of improvement needs to happen through love, and love says or asks, who can I become as the greatest possible version of myself? So then the process of change is the process of self-love, right? For example, when you ask yourself, what would make me healthier? A workout or daily certain routines that can help you to be healthier will introduce you to self-love, because you suddenly start to feel better about yourself when you're taking care of yourself, right? If you feel unorganized, then doing something to be more organized is an act of self-love, because suddenly you start to feel more balanced. If your relationships are not honest and authentic, then being more honest and authentic is an act of self-love in any relationship, which will improve it, right? So the first principle in Kaizen says, improve everything continuously. Always be looking for ways to improve all processes, no matter how small the improvement might seem. Which reminds you that even the days when you feel like you haven't done anything, or you've done no progress, or nothing changed, you need to look for small details of what actually changed, or where you've kind of made few steps backwards. You need to know that sometimes you need to make 10 steps backwards, so later you will be able to make hundreds forward. Or whatever is the thing, you need to recognize that there are always tiny little changes. Some are happening for the better and some are happening for the worse. The point is that you notice them and recognize what pattern to break. This is the constant improvement in everything. And the key is to bring more love into your life, bring more self-compassion into your life. So you don't do these things because you say, oh, I'm so ugly, I need to, lose weight. You say to yourself, well, I want to feel better. This is what kind of feelings I deserve to feel. Like, science says what's the difference between emotions and feelings. The difference is that emotions are usually quite instinctive. They happen because something happened in your life. But feelings is what you choose to feel. It's how you choose to feel. And when you learn to lead your own feelings, you can ask yourself how I want to feel in the future and what can I start doing today so I can feel more of that. You start releasing this old reaction to life and you embody this feeling that tells you who you are, like the feeling of strength, the feeling of courage, the feeling of passion, the feeling of enthusiasm. This lives within you, my friend. It's the inner fire that encourages you into change. Every time you feel like you want to change something, this is the inner fire that is calling you for that. The second principle to it says, abandon fixed ideas. Be open to change and don't hold onto the way things always have been done. Which says, let go of how you think it should work out and you will find a way. Like, the point is that you find a way, especially in this unique time where most fixed ideas just don't work anymore. What you've read in books, most of those things, partially they will work, but partially you will need to find what works for you, what resonates with you. That's why we are in an age where every single person needs to go through the process of self-discovery, because we are going and entering slowly into an age of Aquarius, which is an age of inner awakening, where a person starts to know exactly who he or she is, who you are. And when you know yourself, you don't need external guidance for anything anymore. So abandon fixed ideas and find your own way. It comes to the ability of trusting your own guidance, trusting your own self, like not waiting things to happen, but asking yourself how could you make things happen, what you need to learn, and be open for what's finding you at this point, because so many things are synchronistically finding you. The third principle says, accept no excuses. Seek to find solutions rather than making excuses for why something can't be done. Wherever you are, however your situation may be right now, only by focusing on tiny little steps that you could make, rather than seeing right now the big picture of how everything is bad maybe, focus on the tiny little steps and maybe what kind of missing links are there, the missing knowledge that could be found in books, in introspection, in studying other people, maybe finding a mentor, a coach, someone who can maybe just show you what is missing so you can make these small steps. Stop making excuses, my friend. The fourth principle says, say no to the status quo. Challenge current states and encourage thinking beyond the present conditions. In other words, be a visionary. Think about yourself as the future self, who you are becoming, how you're feeling, what is the meaning that you feel for life in the future, and then just do what helps you to become it. Your future self is calling you into existence every time you feel inspired to make a change. Sometimes you don't feel inspired by itself, so you come across like life is guiding you towards certain videos. Maybe you've come across this video that inspired you in some way, or it will. Sometimes you come across a song that inspires you, or a book, or whatever comes to you through synchronicities. That's how life is encouraging you to challenge current states and encourage thinking beyond the present conditions. So it just says, open up a vision for who you can be, write it down, remember it, and walk it, do it, right? And it leads us into the fifth principle that says, do it right away. Do it right away, like I said in the message. Stop caring so much how it will turn out and just start doing it. It's your overthinking that blocks you the most. Look, I'm an artist. I know how powerful overthinking is when it comes to not doing anything. But you need to learn that actually sometimes when you're overthinking something, just start doing it. And you will notice that there is a guidance to it. Like sometimes you just don't need to know what should be the next step, but just make it. Just start doing it. Just start creating, start writing. Even if first ideas are bad, start painting. Even if first layer of the painting is bad, start calling people. Even if first people will reject you, start writing emails. Even if some people will never write you back, just so you start the momentum going. Do it right away. When a problem is identified, take action immediately to solve it. Even with a temporary solution to begin with, right? You don't need to know everything, but by doing, everything will be revealed to you, everything you need to know. The sixth principle says, empower everyone. Involve all employees in the process of improvement, giving them the power and confidence to suggest changes. It's often used, this principle is often used in business. That's why it says involve all employees, but it says involve your brothers and sisters, involve your neighbors, involve your parents, involve anyone around you into empowerment. Some will laugh at you. Some will say, what's wrong with you? But deep inside, something will move. Maybe you will never see that movement within them, but they will feel it. You never know at what point in their lives they will start actually changing something because you've ignited that fire that was long forgotten for them. So involve everyone in the process of improvement, of self-compassion, of kindness, of giving them the power and confidence that inspires a change. The seventh principle says, solve root problems. Always look beyond the immediate issues to understand and address the underlying cause. And you already know that, right? When you get sick, it's not about being sick. It's about what got you there, right? When you're feeling lonely, it's not about feeling lonely. It's about why you found yourself lonely. Like there's something lacking. Sometimes it's a certain skill set. Sometimes it's a wrong approach. Sometimes it's sabotaging your own gifts and talents. Sometimes it's just not being courageous, right? And once we address it, we can find a solution to it. We can open or turn on the light within and embody it. You've come here for this. Because you've been suppressed for such a long time, it doesn't mean you should stay there, right? There's always a new way. And maybe you feel small right now, but you're actually a giant within, and you need to awaken it once again. The 8th principle says, use creativity over capital. This one is so powerful. In any situation in life, instead of throwing money at problems, find creative and low-cost solutions. It can be applied at everything. Like, you don't need to buy, I don't know how expensive courses, or you don't need to buy all the expensive equipment just to start making videos, for example. Start it simple. The point is that you start and then slowly see what works, and then slowly start investing into it. It's with everything. Like when I had my first art exhibition, a young woman came in and she said, "Oh, I wish I could start painting, but it's too expensive." And I said to her, "Look, all these paintings here were made almost for free, because I've made at home my own frames. I only bought this rolled canvas that was quite cheap because it was rolled. It was prepared but rolled, and it was much cheaper than stretched canvases. I've made my own frames, wooden frames, so I've made it all by myself. I'm sure you can find someone who can help you with that." I had a help as well. You know, when you're passionate about something, I'm sure someone will help you if you're really enthusiastic about it. It's a really low-cost solution, and that's how I've started painting. I bought cheap colors. I've learned to paint with the cheapest possible colors until I've finally noticed why cheap colors had worse quality, right? If someone just says, what's the point? You don't know. Like, you need to practice it. You really need to have your own experience so you can get a really honest opinion about something, right? And then the 9th principle says, view problems as opportunities. Embrace challenges and as chances to innovate and grow. This one is tough many times for many people. Like, people around me are toxic, sometimes people say. And I know that because I felt like that in the past as well. And I needed to move away. And then I've moved away and I've recognized, well, I still feel like how those people made me feel. So the feelings within haven't gone away. So I needed to find a chance in it to heal. Everything is encouraging you into growth. That's why they say every single person in your life is your healer. Every single person in your life is your teacher. But sometimes you need to move away to see that in them, right? Your parents are your greatest teachers. Sometimes what triggers you the most also introduces you to how to heal that, right? Because when you feel triggered, someone said something mean to you, you feel triggered, oh, what's wrong with you? But at the same time, you recognize, oh, this reactive mechanism just doesn't serve me anymore. Thank you for triggering me, so now I know that I'm still protecting my own issues, or whatever it is for you, right? View problems as opportunities, always. When you're blaming a problem, it's being blind for opportunities. When you see opportunities, there will be no problems anymore. And the 10th principle says, be reflective. After making changes, take time to assess what worked and what didn't, and learn from both successes and failures. This one will make you feel grateful about something that happened today, something you've done yesterday, something you've done a day before. You see, every single day we actually do some progress in anything. Sometimes it's just a release that happened and you've cried out of, you know this healing crying, or something bad happened to you and then you've reflected on it and you've noticed it actually needed to happen because something greater is waiting me. You know how many times you don't really know what's best for you while the universe already has a plan for you. And when you reflect your past, you will notice there is a pattern. I've always been protected. I've always been taken care of. When I've done my best, the best happened. Even though what was the best, maybe didn't look like that back at that time, but eventually I've noticed, oh, I needed exactly that. So, my friend, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, because everything will fall into place at the right time. Love yourself just a little bit more today and from today on, and be ready for changes. As I mentioned, number 5 is a symbol of change. When you see it, it may call you for change, or it may be a sign that the change is coming. Open up, be grateful, and feel like the change is already here. Feeling is the secret, right? So feel as it's already present. My friends, I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. In case it inspired you, or you would like to have this symbol at your home, that even you are growing into your greatest possible version you can be, that even you are becoming a gold soul that has reached its highest possible potentials. If this is your goal, you can get prints of it on our store, AttractPassion.com. With that, you will be supporting my mission so I can keep doing what I'm doing. I'm grateful for you for that. And till next time, one love. Hey my friends, I hope you've enjoyed in today's video. I want to remind you that we've just opened a fresh new store called AttractPassion.com, where you can find all of my work. Original paintings, you can find prints of all of my art in different sizes, so go there and check it out, AttractPassion.com. If you will use the code PASSION15, you will get 15 off onto your first order. So go there and check it out. And to anyone who would love to work with me one-on-one, I'm offering one-on-one coaching. We have some free spots once again. You can go and check out the link in the description of this video where you can find everything there. So go and check it out. If you would like to do something with the inspiration that you feel right now, it will help you so much to transform your life. I want you to do something with it. If you feel inspired, you have to do something with it. So my friends, till next time, one love.